day the shit be green. In the morning, shit always yellow.
Name me all the Hall of Famers we'll play with outside of Jerry West.
Elgin Baylor.
Everybody know Elgin wasn't that hard.
Nope.
Are you happy? In the playoffs when they needed him?
The show was over.
When they needed Elgin in the playoffs.
Elgin was probably the best Lakers of all time.
Go back now. Go back.
All right. And that officially brings in the Morning Brew, man. That was a hilarious clip. Make sure you go check out Hoops and Brews, man. We appreciate y'all for logging in. Shout out to all of y'all. Yo, the homie I Am Grand Vlogs. What up, homie? What up? What it do? Already in there. Shout out to you for donating, bro. I got to get the mic and shit. It's Tuesday. I'm tired as hell. I've been working I worked basically all weekend. We did Hoops and Brews. I had to edit that shit. I had to edit that shit. That shit was 3 hours long. It was in total it was 3 hours and 30 minutes long, but it was 3 hours long, bro. It was that that was no joke. But I'm finna go to Pavy Cam real quick because I got to get up and grab something.
I like just scores.
I looked Glasses Malone in his face and told him I didn't agree with him. I don't agree with that shit.
No, it's like, I don't agree with him, but I understand how he came to that conclusion. Do I agree? No, but I understand how he came to the conclusion.
I'm from the crib. Motherfuckers in Chicago don't like Rodman that much.
Yeah, because Rodman was fucking wildin'. Rodman was getting kicked out of games past 96. After 96, Rodman low-key started wildin'. The 97 playoffs, Rodman was not there most of the playoffs because he kept getting kicked out of games.
From last episode, yo, the wall keep growing. This shit crazy, bro. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take an updated look. What you were saying?
Oh yeah, Rodman was getting kicked out of games past 96. Rodman was kind of finished in the past 96, by the way, for the most part.
So then why is it that you and him were talking about Rodman like he was some crazy force after 96? Dude? That's how
he 98 he was hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
97 he did have to deal with Malone.
Oh, hold on 1 second. They said it's muted? Hold on, wait a minute. Sorry. It is muted. Damn, my bad. Yo, can you hear me? My bad. I'm sorry, my bad, y'all. It shouldn't be muted though. That's the only issue I have. It should not be muted. If it is muted, I am sorry. Is it still muted? Okay. Alright. Okay. My bad, yo. My bad.
I thought of your take on
it's this new software, bro. Go ahead. Restart everything you just said.
From where? From what part?
Just about the glasses thing. My bad. Oh, Pavy Cam was muted. Oh, my bad.
No,
sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's just like I get it. I don't like the way I just score. Like I said, if you can't score effectively I think this is where people get misconstrued. Everybody in the NBA can score. Number one. No, if you're in the NBA, you're there because at one point in time in your life you were quote unquote
high school. That's like
yes.
Just because you was a football star in high school don't mean you're a football star right now. You work at UPS, okay?
Obviously, yes.
Get over the glory days.
Yes, but everybody averaged 25.
You work at UPS, Chad.
Yes, but everybody averaged 25, 30, was all state, all all whatever in high school, so they can all score.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't do it effectively and be special from pretty much all 4 levels, and if you're not one of those guys that I can give you to you it's not true.
So to everybody else but you.
To me it is.
To everybody else
like
but
I don't
you.
drop scorer tag on just anybody. It's like it's like
You're not a scorer to me if you never
Nah.
average over 4 points per game.
but most people that we talking about have averaged over 24 points per game.
You told me CJ scored. He ain't never averaged 24 points a game.
I mean, CJ hasn't been given that luxury to do it.
I'm sorry.
And
Like,
what is
that's how I
CJ
define a score. Can you give me 24 a game?
What is CJ's highest average?
I don't
CJ's highest average is 23.
Not 24. Like
Yes,
he's
but-
a baby scorer.
Yes,
He's a
but
good dribbler. You know what I mean?
But in that year he was 48, 42, and 91. And can give it to you effectively from all 4 levels. And CJ is a guy who you can throw the ball to, walk to the other side of the court and tell that man, matter of fact, it's me a bucket. And he'll figure it out. But again,
I just view scores more as guys that can carry an offense.
But I don't think everybody
CJ
can
can
carry
carry
an
an
offense.
offense.
I don't think Giannis can carry offense.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
He can't carry an offense. Carry an offense, no, he
I really
can't.
don't want to start yelling.
He can.
It's like it's too early in the
He
morning
can.
to start yelling. Jay.
Carry an offense, no, he can't.
It's too early
He
in
can't
the
score.
morning. It's too early in the morning.
LeBron couldn't carry an offense most of his career.
So the audio can be heard, but no, bro, stop.
LeBron couldn't carry an
Why
offense
are
most of
you
his
on
career.
that? Why are you
He
on that,
can't.
bro? It's too early in the morning for that.
He can't.
So now they say it's echoing. God damn it, this goddamn audio. Hold on. I'm getting to the point now. We ain't gonna have no more audio. We ain't gonna have no more audio. We ain't gonna have no more audio in this mother. You feel me? Hold on. Alright, let me know if it's still echoing. Is it echoing? Hopefully it's not echoing. Yo, hopefully it is not echoing. It should not be echoing. If this shit is echoing, I'm sorry. I can't hear anything. Let me see. Let me check it out. Alright, it's not echoing.
Okay.
This shit, sorry. I keep trying not to curse in the morning brew, and then this happens, and then it starts happening.
Anyway,
sorry.
Giannis can't carry
What's
an
up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Huh?
Giannis can't carry.
Stop that, man.
He
That's
carried off- no, he can't.
disrespectful.
No, it's not.
man.
When have you seen Giannis carry an offense? He carried the Bucks this year.
Fucking argue with you about this shit.
He carried the Bucks
I really
this year?
don't want to argue.
No,
with you
no,
about
no,
this.
no.
Yes, he carried the
No,
Bucks.
he
this
carry
year.
is the wrong word.
He carried the Bucks last
He was a
year.
vital. No,
and the
he
year
didn't.
before that.
No, he
and
didn't.
the year before that.
No, he
yes,
didn't.
he did.
No, he
yes,
didn't.
he did.
He's
He's been
been
the
a-
number one option on that team.
That's not
offense.
carrying offense though. Being just because you were the number one option does not mean you was out there carrying the whole offense. Stop that. It does not mean you was out there. Stop that. Harden carried the offense for the Rockets this year when everybody was hurt, because everybody was hurt. Even the year when Harden won MVP, he didn't carry the offense.
I'm literally not finna
Carry.
argue with you about this.
So he dragged the offense by his bootstraps
If
all
you're the
year.
number one scorer on your
That's
team,
not you
you
carrying
carry
the
offense.
offense. No,
Yes,
it's
you
not.
are. Yes,
Carry
you are.
is the
Because
wrong
without you, that offense ain't the same.
They would still manufacture buckets.
Huh?
They would still manufacture buckets.
But not the same.
Without Middleton, it's not the same. Without
I
Brook
disagree
Lopez,
with that though.
it's
I
not the
disagree
same.
with that.
Without
though.
Brook Lopez, it's not
They
the same.
great role players. They great role players.
But again, without
They're-
these people, it's also not the same as
they're
well.
great role
You're
players.
a system.
They are great role.
It's a system. If
role
you take out
players.
one cog out of that system, it's not going to be the same.
They're great
yes,
role
Giannis is the
players.
best player on that team, but he's not carrying offense. Carrying offense? No. Carrying is the wrong word.
You be
Carrying
killing
is
me,
the
bro.
wrong
Why
word.
you always on that with that man?
Because he's not carrying offense. He got to go out and get better.
You just really don't like Giannis or
No,
Steph Curry.
he is a great
Yeah,
basketball
yeah.
player. He got to go out and get better. Steph Curry is a great basketball player. I think there are scorers in the league better than him. I do not think you can give Steph the ball, walk to the other side of the court, he going to figure it out. That ain't Steph, but he is a great basketball player. It's just when we talking about scorers, scoring the basketball, manufacturing buckets, I don't just put that tag on everybody. I don't use that tag lightly. Everybody ain't a scorer to me. Just because you average points don't mean you a scorer. Now with post scoring, it's a little bit different. Even though I think Hakeem is a better quote-unquote post scorer than Kareem. But the hook shot, his sky hook, is one of the most iconic moves in basketball. But with post scorer, it's still slightly different, though. Because obviously you don't expect, especially back in the day, because you didn't expect them to be, you know, giving you buckets from all over the perimeter. But even guys like Bob McAdoo got to be thrown in there. Like defensive stopper. Just because you made an all defensive team to me don't mean you a defensive stopper. Stopper.
Nobody said you a stopper, but come on.
I'm just saying, just because you might be a good defender, you can be a great team defender, don't mean you a defensive stopper, don't mean you can go out there and stop a man.
I literally decided to wake up and start my mornings this way. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me, bro?
What?
No.
I judge things differently.
I'm glad you do. Cool.
I judge things differently. Cool. I can't put those tags on everybody. I'm
Good
sorry.
for you.
I judge things differently. But
good for you.
This morning on the Morning Brew, we want to spend too much time on that. We got full Hoops and Brews episode. We said your title has a misspelling.
I fixed it. I misspelled Andrew Luck's name.
Whatever. Anyway, Andrew Luck retired.
Yeah, got retired in the middle of a preseason game. Or at least it was announced.
Why did he come on the sidelines?
Cause why not?
Did he retire in the middle of the game?
No, they announced it in the middle of the game.
So when did he retire? Before the game? And why did they announce it during the game? Who did that?
Somebody that wanted to hurt him and make him look bad.
Like literally, what dickhead sat there and announced that this man retired mid-game?
Somebody that wanted to make him look bad.
Why you do that?
I don't know.
Like why? But I do feel Andrew Luck though. Didn't like the man have like a pierced lung like 2 years ago, something like that? I mean, I'm out for 6 weeks. No, I'm out for the season. If I pierce my kidney playing football, I am out for the year.
Oh yeah, he did have a lacerated kidney.
Yeah, what you mean?
He was pissing blood.
I'm out for 6 weeks. No, I'm out forever.
Yeah.
I have a lacerated kidney. I'm out forever. Get me an offensive line. I'm out forever.
Yeah. I mean, his retirement for me was surprising, but not crazy unexpected. Only for the simple standpoint of the organization of one he plays for. It's in the middle of nowhere. I'm getting my ass.
Not in the middle of nowhere. I've been in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis is in the middle of nowhere.
Have you been to Indianapolis?
I've driven through Indianapolis.
It's not in the middle of nowhere.
What? Stop.
What you mean what?
No.
What? It's not in the middle of nowhere.
No, bro.
It's not in the middle of nowhere.
Nobody cares about Indianapolis.
I mean, yeah, but it's not
even the people in Indianapolis want to live somewhere else.
I mean, people everywhere.
The people in Indianapolis want to live somewhere else.
People in Chicago want to live somewhere else.
I don't know a lot of people that live in here that want to live other places.
You know a couple people. They might want to live in Texas.
Well, go down there and be hot and humid, motherfucker. Go to sorry language again. I'm working on it. Go down there. You be hot. Stop it. No, nobody wants to live in Indianapolis, including Andrew Luck. Get me as far away from this motherfucker as possible, as humanly possible. I'm retiring. I'm going to hang out with my bae, and we're relaxing. No more Percocets. No more tranquilizers in my knees so that way I can wake up in the morning and all that wild stuff. Like, nah, then they gonna boo me when I walk off the field. Man, I would have spit. Man, I wish that would have been me taking my jersey off. And I'm sorry, walking off the field and they started throwing jerseys at me and booing me. I would start spitting on the guy. What? You want to fight? What you mean? What you mean? I'm out of here. I found my paperwork. What's wrong with y'all? That was disrespectful. That was so disrespectful. I don't know why they was on that with that, man.
It was very disrespectful, but I understand why he retired.
There's no buts.
No,
I thought you were talking about for the fans. I was about saying no buts for these fans. They was
I feel like at times fans have like a unrealistic expectation. First of all, they don't look at athletes as human beings. Like, it's like you realize when I tear my ACL, I gotta wake up with that every day, right? It's like, yeah. I have to wake up with that.
And
like, it's not
I'm
just
gonna be
like
hurt for a whole 6 months.
No, just like people don't understand. Like when you like hurt yourself, like that's a real like life injury.
No, it's not. It's what happens on 2K. You just press a button and wait 6 weeks on the game, and then the injury's over, and they back on the court.
I mean, like I think that.
Don't you know that's how life works?
Yeah, but I think like they're like that's what people think, but people don't realize like, yo, if I tear my Achilles, I have to walk around and live every day with a torn. I have to be handicapped basically. Like I'm handicapped. I'm actually physically handicapped.
Call that man Kevin Durant handicapped.
He is. He's handicapped. At this moment in time, he's handicapped. His actual life is compromised.
It's too early for this.
He's
bro.
handicapped.
It's way too early for this. I hope y'all appreciate this.
So with Andrew Luck, it's like, I mean, I can't run down his injury. What it was, shoulder injury. He was out for a year.
Yeah, and then he got some mysterious calf injury right now. Some like mysterious calf like leg injury or something, and that was why he retired, because he said he was just tired of rehabbing.
He got a calf.
I feel him though.
He got a calf injury.
He already made $100 million, man. Look,
and he has a degree at Stanford. Don't ever forget that.
I don't care about that.
I'm just saying.
I don't care about that degree. You got $100 million. You got at least $50 million in the bank after taxes.
Yeah,
you
Luck
will
is not
be
spending
fine.
money like that. He's
you
white.
will be fine. And he's in Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis.
What are you gonna buy in Indianapolis?
What are you gonna buy in Indianapolis?
Exactly.
He's gonna come back to
a big tractor trailer.
He's gonna come back to California, live in the Bay. I think he's from California.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, live in the Bay, and live his best life as he should.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm living my best life.
He had a ruptured spleen. Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done. If I rupture my spleen, I'm done playing any sport.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Luck he's from DC. He was born in DC.
That's interesting.
Oh no, he went to Stratford High School. I don't know where that's at. Stratford High School is in Texas. All right, so,
even better. He's from Texas. Go back to Texas.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah, let's see. Let's look at his injury history. I love how guys like Richard Sherman are always like taking up for these players with injuries and stuff now. I think that is dope. I think that is good that he's become one of the advocates to do stuff like that. Andrew Luck, his injury history, let's see. Andrew Luck's injury history. He's had torn cartilage in 2 ribs.
Yeah, I'm straight.
A partially torn abdomen.
I'm straight.
A lacerated kidney that left him peeing blood.
Yeah, I'm straight.
At least one concussion.
I'm straight.
A torn labrum in his throwing shoulder, and a mysterious calf ankle issue that led to this, according to Zach Kiefer, a reporter.
How do you lacerate your kidney playing football? Who hit you?
Somebody had to hit him.
Who hit you?
I don't know.
And lacerated your kidney that left you pissing blood. I'm so straight.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat room said they want you to die out there on the field. Yeah, they do.
They really do.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I am 100% cool on that. I wonder how much money he's made, though. Andrew Luck.
He's made $100 million.
Corinna, I know he's made $100 million because somebody said that, but he's piled up more than 97. This was... Damn, he's giving up nearly $500 million by retiring. How, fam?
I guess they assume what he would have made it over.
Yeah. $97 million on the field earnings, and he had 3 years remaining on a 6-year, $140 million deal he signed in June 2016. He's giving up $58.1 million right now in terms of this contract. Hey, I respect it, man. But if I earn $100 million...
I mean, the thing about money is like once you get to the point where you made like $100 million, it's kind of all the same at that point. Like, what's actually the difference between $200 million and $300 million? I mean, look, there's a difference.
Look,
but what's actually the difference?
I don't have $200 to $300 million, so I can't tell.
Like Jay-Z said, it's like, but again, Jay-Z being the one saying it's kind of funny, but still, like when he was talking to Chris Paul. We talking to Chris Paul. Remember Chris Paul's little
Jay-Z of all people talking to people about money.
Nah, but he literally said
about what's the difference? What's the difference, man? Stop that.
Nah, I really like
difference. That's like saying what's the difference between $900 and $1 billion? You got $1 billion, motherfucker.
I mean, like, yeah, but like, really, what's the difference? At that point, it's just like a zero. I'm not going broke.
Yeah.
Like you don't really need that much money, G. You don't need that much money. You can want it, but you don't. Why do you need that much money?
You can run through that much money. So apparently,
how much?
We've seen players. we've seen a lot of players run through hundreds of millions of dollars. So apparently, you can need that money.
If you was gonna run through $100 million, you was gonna run through $500 million. That means you just been wild. You reckless.
I don't know, man.
That means you are reckless and also I think they broke is different from all broke.
No, they broke be broke too.
No, I think that their broke is I can't live anywhere near the lifestyle which I want to live. But I still think they got like $500,000.
I disagree with that. If you're an athlete, it's a fine line. I mean, look at players like Delonte West. Now, he's got some mental health issues, but still, but
Delonte West also wasn't making $100 million. Delonte West was a spot up shooter.
Okay, but asking me what's the difference between that is like it's the same difference though. That's like saying
Delonte West
$1
probably
million to $3 million. It's $2 million more dollars. What you mean? That's the difference.
That's a
big difference, bro.
Yes. 2 to 3 is a big difference. But look at the lower millions we talking about. We talking about 150 million.
It matter.
G.
As somebody who has no millions, for me to say, there ain't no difference between 200 300 million.
Obviously,
I don't know.
Obviously, it's a difference, G. But I'm saying, like, bro, if at that point you realistically have everything you need to take care of yourself, $200 million, G, you have everything you need to take care of yourself and future generations after you. If you set it up right.
Yeah, if you do.
Gee, put $50 million in a trust and leave it there.
Human nature says put $50 million on a yacht and leave that yacht in the ocean.
Human nature does not say that.
Human nature does.
Human nature does not
Human
say
nature
that.
says that to a lot of people. Human nature says that to a lot of people. It says it to a lot of people.
I'm gonna tell you what nature says that. And I can't say
Human
the word on
nature
the show.
tells Prime Time to fly a Lamborghini to Florida. I wonder how much money he spent on.
From Florida, G. And Florida is the place that births all type of human beings. Florida births different human beings. They're just different in Florida.
Florida man.
They're literally Florida man. Florida births Florida man. Florida men.
But the whole point of all that is that I don't feel bad for Andrew Luck. Can never feel bad for anybody with $100 million. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. If you got $100 million, man, fam, like. It's you know what I mean? You want me to feel bad for you, go to the hood.
Is from Fort Myers, Florida. Of course he flew his Lamborghini down there. Of course he did.
That's
of
funny.
course he did. You are from Fort Myers. I bet you did.
That's funny. But even with that being said, man, I think Andrew Luck, only sucky part about it is I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. And that means that draft class was trash.
By his numbers.
22,000 yards. 22,000 yards, threw for 39 touchdowns 1 year, 40 touchdowns another year. Played 16 games like 3 or 4 years. But I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not going to get in.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
He put up basically McNabb numbers in like, well, nah, I don't think McNabb had, I think he had more than 20,000 passing yards.
Yeah, but is McNabb a Hall of Famer? No, exactly.
He's not getting in. And the crazy part about the draft class is I actually thought RG3 was better than Andrew Luck.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he was better until Mike Shanahan sent that man out there with a bum knee and he tore all the muscular tissue off his damn bone.
I mean, that's also his fault. He could have RG3, like his whole career. Everybody was saying slide. Even Michael Vick knew when to slide sometimes. I
mean, Vick never really got hit like that. But like Vick never really took no crazy hits.
Yeah, but RG3 took all the hits. So slide, slide. Like, when you get to the point where you see another human being is about to knock your head off, just slide. Drop to the ground, get up, go back to the huddle. This man thinking he fucking Adrian Peterson.
Earl Campbell. Thinking he
exactly. Stop. What is wrong with you? Yeah, stop. What's wrong with you? Get your leg blown out and then you sit up there.
I mean, he didn't even get tackled that play. He just died. I remember the play he got hurt. It was, first of all, against the Seahawks, and I think the wild card round. He didn't get tackled. He got hit early in the game and was limping, and then he just ran and just fell and tore his ACL. Why you say it? He ran and fell and tore his ACL. What you mean? It's actually what happened. He took off running, fell, and ACL gone.
I'm sorry, just the way you said that. But yeah, man. But even Gronk. Moving on, next topic. Gronk. He was talking about how football was bringing him down. He started crying.
I'm not laughing at it. It's a thought of look. I'm not.
Yes, you are. Stop lying.
I'm not laughing at the fact that Gronk retired.
You're lying.
Look, I'm not laughing at football bringing him down. I'm laughing at the fact you said he started crying when you're talking about football.
He did start crying.
I'm laughing at that part. But Gronk, I hope you live your best possible life. I mean, didn't Gronk was playing with like separated disc in his back?
I mean,
or slip disc?
Yeah. I mean, Gronk was playing with a lot. He was playing with a lot. I mean, the man, before he retired, he had a RoboCop. That
sleeve on his elbow, like, bro, what are you doing? How are you even catching passes like that?
Yeah, let's see if I can find this Gronk crying video.
Why did Brady put that man at safety against the Dolphins? Remember they put him at safety, he got burned.
Oh, here's Gronk.
My fans, I needed to recover. I was not in a good place.
Gronk.
Football was bringing me down, and I didn't like it. And I was losing that joy in life, like the joy. I'm sorry right now, but dang, I really
He
was.
ain't
and I was
crying like
fighting
that, G.
through
That's
it.
not how you explain
And I
it,
knew
G.
when I signed up for it.
He
I
ain't
knew what I
crying.
was
He got
fighting
emotional,
through.
G.
And I knew
You
I
made it seem like you made it seem like bro was up there Jeremy Lin crying, G. When Jeremy Lin said basketball over, you made it seem like that man was up there crying.
He wasn't lying.
Jeremy Lin was not. Jeremy Lin is
Jeremy
not getting
Lin
no
playing
phone
on the
calls.
same NBA
He is
team as
not-
Gronk.
Jeremy Lin is not getting no phone calls.
Jeremy
But-
Lin got, at least he got a ring. I don't know what he's so mad about. You got a ring, bro.
on,
You go to the
You don't
ceremony.
give a fuck about that
He
damn
can pawn that ring.
Nobody is gonna remember Jeremy Lin got that ring.
Yes, he is.
Jeremy Lin played all of 3 minutes in the finals.
Yes, he is. Yes, we're going to remember
No,
that.
we not.
Yes, we are.
No, we not.
Yes, we are.
No, we not.
Yes, we are.
No, we
we're
not.
going to remember that.
No, we not.
Yes, we are.
Who was the 13th man on the 2012 Miami Heat?
Was it Juwan Howard?
Okay, it's Jawan Howard.
It was Juwan Howard,
That's
wasn't
fair.
it? Yeah.
That's fair.
I remember. Come on. I remember. Stop that.
Who was the 13th man of the 96 Bulls?
I honestly can't remember.
Exactly.
Huh?
Hey, there you go.
On the Bulls, yeah, but I remember a bunch of them role player type guys. I
That
remember
13th man, not a role player. You're not playing.
Yeah, but I remember the Jed Bushlers of the world and them kind of
he
guys.
played.
All right, but I'm just saying.
'Cause he played.
I remember Jeremy Lin played.
No, he didn't.
In his career, he did.
Not with the Raptors.
It don't matter. He got a ring.
We don't remember that, bro.
He got a ring.
We don't remember that.
you
And it
not-
was Robert Parrish, by the way.
You not going to accept that ring?
No, it don't count.
You wild. I'm accepting that ring. Give me that ring. It
I mean,
count. I was there. I went to practice. Fuck. Yeah, you out of your mind. I went to practice. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. So, like I said, Gronk got something Jeremy Lin don't have, and that's and
actually, it was fucking John Sally, not Robert Parrish. Robert
John
Parrish
Sally,
was 1917.
Exactly. Stop that. Disrespectful. See, you don't even know your own facts. But
I want to say Dickie Simpkins.
But yeah, I mean, but if I'm Gronk, I mean, I get it. You know, football is bringing me down, but of course it was. You get knocked around like you one of the biggest and fastest forces on the field. This man retired and shrank. He like my weight now for his height.
Yeah, you don't need all that muscle.
I know. Gronk was huge, dog.
Yeah, 'cause you need all
Gronk
that.
was jacked. Gronk looked like a car salesman now.
You don't need all that muscle.
Out there, Gronk got the CBD going. He was like, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm glad I got CBD. You know, I got some effective means. I'm like, yeah, Gronk, you retired because you wanted to smoke on that ganja.
I mean, should he need to? I'm probably in pain every damn day.
Smoking on that ganja.
Probably in pain every damn day.
Ganja burn. Shout out to Joe Budden. That ganja burn shit.
Ganja burn,
Ganja burn, ganja burn. That's the funniest shit ever.
But nah, I mean, for Gronk, like, I'm just happy that these guys are, like, retiring before we get tragic stories in, like, 15 years because of football. Like Junior Seau.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, stories that you don't really, or you know, what's the guy for the Bears who killed himself for the 86? What's the guy for the 86 Bears who killed himself? I can't remember, but regardless,
I don't know. It's been a lot of NFL players or former players that have
regardless, like,
killed themselves.
I'm just
including the
happy
guy
that
who did it in the parking lot.
Yep, him too.
Yeah.
I think it was
himself. I mean, it's been a lot of NFL players that have killed themselves, their girlfriends, their spouses. Like, it's an issue. So I'm glad that those dudes, anybody that don't want to be in a career that they stuck in, that they too afraid to leave, especially if they had a mental, capacity to go out and do other things. I'm never mad at them for wanting to explore other opportunities. Like, good for Gronk. Gronk is gonna be a salesman forever. Like, Shaq could have retired after 10 years of his career and still
retired after 2 years
and would have been having endorsement deals forever, right?
So retired after 2 years.
Exactly. So Gronk is in the same spot. You know, he's a numerous time Super Bowl champion, easily the greatest tight end to ever play football. If you say there's been another tight end that's better than him, it's not debatable. It's not debatable. Only people you can name is Tony Gonzalez,
Antonio
and
Gates.
And stop it.
Antonio Gates.
No, you're wild. Gronk
Antonio Gates went hard.
He's not better than Gronk.
Debatable. That's
No, he's
highly
not.
debatable.
Not better than Gronk.
That's highly
Are
debatable.
you out of your mind?
That is
Antonio
highly
Gates
debatable.
is nowhere near on Gronk's
That is
level.
highly debatable.
It's Gronk and Gronk and Tom Brady on the same level at their positions.
You're
Goats.
wild.
Gronk and Tom Brady
How
on the
many
same.
thousand y'all season does Rob?
Yeah, go look up Gronk numbers. Gronk got some of the craziest numbers in NFL history.
Yeah,
You're wild.
He wasn't getting thrown to by Tom Brady though. Tom Brady though.
What?
Gronk has
Tom Brady only option.
1, 2, 3, 4 1,000-yard seasons. Antonio Gates has 1, 2 1,000-yard
Exactly,
seasons.
not even close.
Antonio Gates has how many touchdowns did he have? 116. Gronk has 79. But Gronk has played 115 games. Antonio Gates has played 236 games. Debatable.
It's not debatable.
Tony Gonzalez.
It's not debatable. If you watch football, if you watch football, this is the same. That's why also football numbers. That's why when people talk about QBR, did you watch the game? QBR is a true shooting percentage for football nerds. Did you watch the game? Skip Bayless used to be talking to us about Tim Tebow QBR.
Tebow was hard though. He win you the game. Tebow wouldn't take G. The man Tebow would win you the game, G. I thought Tebow got ran out the league.
Deservedly so.
No,
he
he
wasn't
didn't,
that
G.
good,
No,
bro.
G.
He was not that good.
Why he win the playoff game then?
He got lucky.
Why he win the game? It
Tim
don't
Tebow
matter.
got lucky.
I think a lot of people get lucky, but they still won.
Tim Tebow got lucky. Bro.
He won the game.
Tim Tebow.
Did he not win the game?
Tim Tebow.
Was he not out there willing his team to victory?
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes.
Stop there.
But I don't want to hear about his.
People
Look
just
up his
didn't
QBR. That's what I
don't
want.
give a fuck about the man QBR.
That's my whole point. That's the whole point.
The man was winning football games.
I didn't say nothing about his play. I said people talk to me about QBR. QBR is what true shooting percentage is for NBA nerds. So I don't want to hear about that.
Steph's true shooting percentage in
Don't
the
talk to
final
me.
was 60. Yeah,
did
his
you watch
regular
the
percentage was
football
terrible.
game? Like back when I was a big football fan, I actually watched the game. So did you watch the football game? I watched a lot of Antonio Gates because I actually liked Antonio Gates and I like LaDainian Tomlinson. He was hard, not better than Gronk.
It's debatable.
It's Gronk and then everybody else below.
Gonzalez?
Tony Gonzalez is better than
Mike
Gates to me.
Dicker?
No.
Come on, G. Do not disrespect Mike Dicker. Do not disrespect Mike Dicker.
He's not better than Gronk.
That was
bro.
it. Legacy-wise, man. Debatable.
Mike Dicker, you lumping in his coaching legacy with his player legacy.
His player, he was hard to play.
It's not better than Gronk.
Debatable.
It's not better than
Debatable.
Gronk. No, it's not.
Debatable.
Even show me them playoff numbers. Not better than Gronk.
Who? So who playoff numbers?
Both of them. All of them. Show
Come
me the
on, G.
playoff numbers.
They weren't even throwing the ball like that when Mike Dicker was
I'm
in his
not
prime,
talking about
G.
Dicker. I'm talking about even with Antonio Gates to Gronk. Gronk
Well,
is the superior
look,
player.
Look, we shouldn't look at people's playoff numbers for receivers. Because if your quarterback can't get the job done, it don't really matter how good you are.
That's why I said look at Gronk playoff numbers. Because they depend on that man in the playoffs. They depend on that man. Easily. Period.
In the playoffs, he has, for his career, 1,163 yards and
And what?
12 touchdowns? Yeah,
12 touchdowns? How many? What does Antonio Gates have? That's what I want to know.
I mean, come on, G, with this ain't.
No. Talk.
He has 540 yards and 2 touchdowns. But look at the games he's played. He's one game.
540 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Look, in 12 games, and Rob Gronkowski has played, 16 games.
Exactly. Weak. I told you, bro. It's not on the same level.
Tony Gonzalez.
Not on the same level.
Tony
Gonzalez I'm cool with, but no. I'm not going to play with worse. No, he didn't. Antonio Gates had Phillip Rivers there. Phillip Rivers is one. Phillip
is hard.
If you sit up here and you disrespect
he's
one
hard.
of the most accurate quarterbacks in NBA history, I'm going to get up and walk out of my own house and go to McDonald's and not come back. Is he Tom Brady?
Tell a lie.
No, but he's like a level below him.
He's like 2 levels below, but I feel
Not 2 levels
He 2
below.
levels below.
He's like a level
He 2
below
levels
him. No,
below.
he's not.
He 2 levels
See, in the NFL, I don't really judge quarterbacks if you don't have a ring. But if you have them, it's way valuable to me.
What you mean? Just look at Brady regular season numbers. G.
Huh?
Look at Brady regular
Phillip
season
Rivers.
numbers.
Look at Phillip Rivers' regular season
They're not
numbers.
better than Brady.
Huh?
They're not better than Brady. I can
They're not.
promise
But
you
I
that.
said he's a level below him.
2 levels, but I feel you.
He's a level below him. Stop that. And you telling me no, stop it. Bro.
And what?
Stop it, bro.
Phillip ain't G.
Stop it, bro.
You talking like Phillip Rivers Dan Marino.
Huh? He not Dan Marino, but he ain't.
Okay then, so he's 2 levels below. Get out your own house. Get out of your house. Do not do this to Dan Marino. Get out of your house.
Actually, no.
Right,
Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now.
You gonna tell everybody
Phillip Rivers versus
Phillip Rivers is hard. You gonna tell everybody
No. Now let's go to Football Reference. Let's make this happen.
G.
Let's compare it now, because neither one of them got a ring,
G.
right?
Who?
And Phillip Rivers
No.
or Dan Marino. Let's do it.
You about to tell a lie.
Yeah, I'm not finna tell a lie. The
about
numbers,
to lie to
the
us.
numbers is gonna agree.
The numbers are not going to agree. You about to tell a lie to us. And they wasn't even passing like that when Dan played. You got to tell a big lie.
No, I don't think Phillip Rivers is better than Dan Marino, but I do think
Is he better than Drew Brees?
No, but he's on the same level as
No,
all
he's
of them guys.
not.
Yes, he is.
He's
He's a level below. You told me
also
two.
2 levels below.
No, he's not
Brady,
2 levels.
Them people, Rivers.
He's not 2 levels below to me
He
though.
is.
He's not. He just.
Phillip is hard though. Phillip is a Hall of Fame. He's gonna get in. He should get in.
Trying to
I'd
say,
vote for him.
you can't compare. Damn, you can't compare on Football Reference. All right, let's see. Dan Marino for his career in terms of passing yards. Dan Marino has 420 touchdowns. Let's look up Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers.
374.
Huh?
374.
Okay, he has 374. All right, hold on. Let's go.
And 54,000 yards.
Who? Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan Marino for his career. Where's the totals at?
You gotta just like go to passing and like.
Oh, totals for his yards 61,000.
Exactly.
What you mean? What you mean? Why you say exactly like that's like what you talking about? Dan Marino played 30 more games than Phillip Rivers.
That's because Phillip be hurt. Actually, no, his first 2 years he was. Actually, Phillip been out there. First 2 years he played.
He played 30 more games than him. Give Phillip Rivers, that's 2 more seasons. Give Phillip Rivers 2 more seasons. He at least be in the 50s. He's only a level below. Like I said, he's not that far away from those guys. He just hasn't won yet.
He's a level below.
He just has not won
He's a
yet.
level below.
I know. He literally just has not won yet.
Also, he got to turn around and hand the ball off to LT.
No.
Dan Marino never got to do that.
No. I'll put it this way. Phillip Rivers is in that Dame Lillard type conversation. He's not 2 levels below Steph. He's a level below him, but he will never be.
Think Dame is a level below Steph, actually. But
Exactly to my point. That's who Phillip Rivers is to me. I've watched a lot of Phillip Rivers.
Phillip is hard.
I've watched a lot of Phillip Rivers.
Phillip is hard body, G.
One of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history.
He is not Tom Brady though.
One of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL
Brady.
history. Way more accurate than Marino. Way more accurate.
Debatable.
No, it's not debatable. It's a fact. Phillip Rivers is one of the most accurate quarterbacks. I think he might be statistically the most accurate quarterback in NFL history in terms of completion percentage. 64.5. Marino was 59.4% for his career.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers also has a lot less interceptions than Dan Marino. 70-something less.
Okay.
Nah, I'm sorry. Give me that man Phillip Rivers. Yards per attempt, Phillip Rivers higher. And also in terms of career yards, Phillip Rivers has 54,000 career yards. Dan Marino has 61. 2 more years, Phillip Rivers gonna pass that man.
Yes, but you got to think about the era in which Marino played in. They weren't turning around, throwing that thing 50 times a game in that era. Also, Marino, I can't name one person Marino played with offensively. Can you? Name me a man. I can name you at least 2 people. 3 to 4 people that man Phillip played with. I can't name nobody Marino played with.
I'm not upset at that. But I also wasn't a huge football fan in the 90s, so it's not. So it's just a different. It's like in the 90s, I can tell you about basketball. I can't tell you shit about football.
I tell you a little bit about football.
I remember. I was playing 2K and courtside and all that, so I remembered all that. But nah.
I can tell you about Rashad Salam.
Rashad Salam, that's hilarious. But all right, man. Meek Mill, he's free. He announced today that I guess they retried him or whatever, and because his whole thing was about getting a new trial with a new judge.
So he got a new trial.
With a new judge, and basically they dropped his gun conviction to a misdemeanor because he admitted that he did have the gun on him. So he even went to court, and when he went to court, he was like he admitted that he had the gun on him. But they I guess dropped it down to a misdemeanor. Now he's off probation. For the culture. This is what I'm talking about, and this is what I was talking about. And even Merck, he tweeted us. He said that the last hour of the last episode of Hoops and Brews got intense. It's like, well, if you think the video is intense, listen to the podcast because the podcast got 30 more minutes of us talking about it. The video, the camera cut off for like 30 minutes, and I wasn't even paying attention because we was arguing. So like, you go and you listen to that. That's like 30 minutes extra of like arguments in there. But even Meek. I think
Phillip
a
Rivers
huge.
is Kirk Cousins with weapons around him. I'm fucking screaming. Rivers is Kirk Cousins with weapons around him.
What's wrong with that?
I'm fucking screaming.
What's wrong with that?
I'm fucking.
What's wrong with that?
Kirk Cousins with
What is
weapons
wrong with
around
that?
him.
That's what I want to know. What's
Oh
wrong
my
with Kirk
God.
Cousins with weapons around?
Oh my God, Kirk Cousins with weapons around him. Anyway, continue.
But nah, this it kind of goes back to what I was saying when I was saying that like a huge part of everything has to deal with education and stuff like that. Even
Yeah, but also Rivers got the money to be. Not Rivers. Meek got the money to be able to do things like that.
Yeah, but this is the point that I was making with all of that. It's like, yeah, he got the money to be able to do all of that, but the point of him doing all of that and the reason why he's doing all of that is so that way he can make sure, and the whole point behind the Reform Alliance and all of these things that all these guys are trying to do, even this shit Dr. King was trying to do, is about disseminating information. If you're not ignorant and you know things, you can't like be like, oh, we ignorant, and this is a reason why we get caught up in the system. Like, even if it, like I was saying, like even when we was talking about with glasses, that's why like when I was like, yo, so like if you save one life, it ain't worth it. And he was like, no, you need to save thousands. It's like, damn, like you know what I mean? Like if you can't reach out and grab one person, and if it's not worth it, it's like fuck, that's fucked up to me. But like I understand the thinking behind that, but also part of it is like, in certain situations, if that, and even somebody watching the Free Meek series, which I watched on Amazon, a lot of motherfuckers got Amazon Prime, know somebody with it. Go watch it, go check it out. It's actually a very informative series about a lot of the stuff that goes on in the justice system, that goes on behind the scenes, about a lot of the corruption involved in the Philadelphia police, kind of system. Also about like how like there was basically a unit of cops that basically used to like pin a bunch of false charges on people because they was robbing people and stuff like that. So it's all kind of stuff like that that's involved with all of that. That was kind of my point in all of it, of just being like, this is why it matters, because it might be small to us, but if it can help keep one kid out of the system and he can live a life and maybe inspire or change or do something else with somebody else, I feel like it was worth it. So it's dope that Meek is free, you know what I mean? And now we can get back to doing it. Because the thing about it is, like, even in watching Meek documentary, I didn't even know that Meek wasn't like a street dude. Like, I didn't realize that basically he was like the little homie that everybody was like, yo, he had been rapping since he was like 14. They was like, you not gonna do this, you gonna rap. And he just rapped, you know what I mean? Like his cousins and all that shit, they talked about it in the documentary that they used to all like hustle and all that shit, but they was like, no, we kept him out of that. And he was like, I hustle like playing people in video games and gambling for video games. It's like, and that's how I made my money. And then I just started going to the studio and all the time and getting lit. And like his brothers let him put a studio in their basement that was unfinished or whatever. And that's how he started like making all his tapes and stuff like that. So it was dope to even see that. But even when you see it and you're like, damn, like the way that the media done painted Meek, like, damn, you would have thought that man murdered somebody, like, based upon all of the stuff that's been in there. Huh?
Like, he had a lot to do.
He didn't. Nah, when you actually watch the documentary series,
when you watch the documentary,
you really do see that. A lot of it, even a lot of it was him being picked up on by somebody who felt like they were his parent when they weren't his parent, or felt like they were responsible for his fame when they weren't responsible for his fame.
I feel that
when
part.
Actually the reason why he went to jail in the first place was due to a corrupt police unit that was trying to rob the house that he was living in. Like, that's what it was about. They were just trying to rob the house. They was picking different houses in the neighborhood that they thought was dope spots, and they would rob the house. And Meek just happened to be coming out of the house the day that they was like robbing the house with a warrant that was bogus. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad he's free, man. I think it's dope that the stuff like that can happen, and like that's the and even when people I'm sure people probably gonna think that I've been on whole ass or whatever. Or being like Matt Harlan. I'm not saying Jay-Z ain't done nothing for nobody, because it's clear that when you see the initiatives and things of that sort that he's been doing, and the kind of even being able to help a guy like Meek out. Like I think Meek said like Jay-Z helped pay for like $1 million worth of like lawyers so that way he can get out of it. But even with that being said, like that Meek thing was like initially a small stone being thrown in the pond, and then it turned into a big rock.
But if you want to criticize Ho, you can be like, it's just money. And it's like, you are a fucking billionaire, G. Like, what is $1 million really to you?
Yeah.
It's like me giving a homeless man $1. What did I actually do for you? It's like, nah, seriously. It's like, yeah, that may have gotten you a burger, but what did I really actually do for you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have $1 billion.
Yeah.
What is me putting $1 million on your lawyers? What did I really do for you? I think me
if
showing
you ain't
up.
had $1 million, I mean,
yes,
your ass would have been in jail.
Yes, but if you want to criticize, you be like, yo, I think you showing up somewhere where you know, literally just showing up somewhere would mean more than like your money.
Yeah, I mean, but
If you want to criticize the man, it's like you just gave money. It's like, yeah, that's dope, but like you just gave some money. It's like you're worth $1 billion. Like, how much did you really suffer by giving out that $1 million to help a man out?
I mean, I don't criticize him for that.
If you
like
want
I
to
said, the only criticism I have is just of the optics, and just like I said, and I said it a million times over the past 3 weeks. He's just a shrewd businessman.
I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how you get to $1 billion, being a shrewd businessman. It's how you get to $1 billion.
I still don't have an issue with what he did. I can understand why Cap and Eric Reed would have an issue with what he did.
Yeah.
I can also sympathize with why Jay-Z did not call Cap. What the hell do I need to call Colin Kaepernick for about a business deal? What the hell can you tell me about this? I understand why he didn't call him. I also understand why Kaepernick would wake up one day and be like, what in the hell is wrong with you? You just gon' I get it from both sides. I understand why everybody is mad. As far as the Meek thing, I mean, it's dope. It's great. It's always great to inform people. But I think the thing was that, like, it's deeper than like informing people. It's about changing people's minds, like changing the oppressor's minds, which I think that can happen. Okay, because I had this conversation with my grandmother actually a couple of days ago, when I was like, I feel like racism, like legit racism, is becoming harder to teach.
No, it's
Because here's why. Because now people are gonna always have their prejudices. Like, granted, people, you just gonna be prejudiced because that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like legit, I'm gonna go put a cross in your lawn and burn that shit because I really don't like you. I think it's becoming harder to teach, or you have to be extremely ignorant and like ignore things, because I think it's very hard to not be influenced by a black man. I think if you're a child that's born right now, it is extremely hard to not be influenced by a black man.
I mean, you can't be racist.
You can be prejudiced. No, I agree. I think you can be racist, but I think it's becoming, you have to really ignore a lot of things to be racist, as opposed to 100 years ago. I think it was way easier. I think it was just easier.
Yeah.
Because I think the world I think everybody was just further apart. You had segregation. Like, people just didn't live together. For one, like, let's say you a sports fan, right? If you like the NBA, how in the hell are you not influenced by a black man? If you like music, rap is the #1 thing in the world. Ain't no way you're not influenced by a black man. Like, that's like thing. So it's like, yeah, you can be that way, but it's harder to like just instill that in somebody. Now, everybody can always be prejudiced because that's just what it is. Like, you not gonna show up at everything. You gonna have your little hang-ups about people because that's just what it is. But as far as like, I don't know no black people, and I think they got tails. Like, people used to think black people legit had tails. Nah, like, there are some people in some parts of the country that if you asked them 100 years ago, probably really thought black people legit had tails. But like, that leads you to being, but those things, or like,
I said black people.
no, like, seriously, or like, you go to the movies and you see, the Sambo creature, and like, you've never seen a black person, or you've never been.
You said call Sambo a creature.
No, but that's how they made us look.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they made us look like apes with legit like a creature. If you go to the movies and like, you never seen a black person on TV, you never nothing, that's what you think of black people. Racism is much easier to teach.
Yeah.
As opposed to now, you cut on the TV. If my girl was like, yo, like, the way I know it's changing is like, it's black people in the commercials. And I didn't even think about that. She was like, yeah, like, every commercial I see on TV, it's black people in it.
Go watch the Motown documentary. They talked about how Diana Ross was one of the first black women that you saw in a bunch of commercials.
But even like small things like that, it's like, yes, people, you can always have racist people because that's just what the world is. But I feel like on like a large scale, it's harder to teach.
Yeah.
So I think what Glasses was saying was like, yeah, it's dope that you can educate us, but until we can like change those people's minds, these things are always gonna happen. But
I disagree with that, because you still have to be educated.
No, you always gotta be educated.
You still have to be educated. Like, to toss aside, and it's not that I'm saying anybody's wrong. It's not that I'm saying that opinion is wrong. I'm not saying that opinion is wrong. I don't disagree with that opinion with such fervor. I'm like, that's wrong. My only issue with it is just that I just think that people don't really understand information and how powerful that is. and I forgot what movie it was. Oh, Inception. Like one of my favorite movies from Inception in history is I think it's the line in Inception where basically Leonardo DiCaprio starts off the movie and he's like, "Do you know what an idea is?" He's like, "An idea can be multiple things," and he basically said like an idea can be a parasite. And it's kind of like talking about like how like you can put ideas in people's heads in a dream in order to get information from them, right? But that in reality, an idea is a parasite. Martin Luther King's ideas were parasitic and became a part of people. And now they were good, you know what I mean, for the greater good. But information, you have to disseminate information. Like, that's why the fact that we can read and write and do all those things now is such a big thing for every black child to be able to learn how to do. That's why like teachers are so important, because if you don't know how to read and write and be able to disseminate information, then you just gonna be ignorant and stuck in the same situation. So yeah, I'm not saying that knowing your rights is gonna stop you from getting murdered by a cop, but it definitely puts you in a way better position to not get murdered by a cop than it does if you didn't know your rights. And anybody who says that it doesn't, that don't make no sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me, because if that's the case, then tell me that me getting pulled over versus a lawyer getting pulled over ain't two different things. It's two completely different things, because they know all the laws. So they know the statutes and what you're supposed to do, what you can and what you ain't all supposed to do. So even if they get mad at the lawyer and they kill the lawyer or whatever, he still is going to be in a way better position knowing what the hell is going on in that situation from all of the standpoints than he would be if he was just growing up in rural North Carolina and only got a high school or 8th grade education and don't even know what a Miranda right is, except for what he see on TV. And all he knows on TV is when he say you have the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. He just see him getting taken off the jail and purchase, but like, I'm not saying nothing. That you don't even know why they supposed to be reading that to you. You don't even know why it's called that. You don't even know anything associated with all this. So like, it still matters. Like, I'm not saying that it's the thing that's gonna fix everything, but I just feel like when people devalue information, it don't make sense to me. Because if everybody in the hood knew that they could use that same ingenuity to code something, and they could make the same money coding or building their own website as they would standing out there on the block for all them hours, and they were like, you know what, let me go figure out a way to get a computer. It's not impossible to get a computer. You can get a computer nowadays for $150. Yeah, but motherfuckers go out and buy iPhones, Jordans, all kind of wild stuff. It's a lot more ways and opportunities for us to be able to go out and earn and make money. You had to educate people. Even if you look at Nipsey had his whole STEM program. It's about teaching kids how to code and learn technology and information and systems early on, so that way they can do other things besides stuff like that. So that even guys like Nipsey, like, information is valuable to the community.
Thing with Nipsey is like, yeah, information is valuable, but also you need money behind like.
Yeah, but guys are putting the money behind it though.
Things aren't really gonna change until you have 10 Jay-Z's instead of one.
Yeah, but I think that's bullshit. I disagree with that though.
Economic power is personally, I think I
think things will change with 10 Colin Kaepernicks versus 1 Jay-Z. Yes, 10 Colin Kaepernicks versus 1 Jay-Z. Yes, 10 Colin Kaepernicks versus 1 Jay-Z.
But listen, with Cap, you talking about somebody who has economical power. Now, granted, Cap don't have Jay-Z money, but Cap got money to do certain things. Cap is still, like, again, we're talking about millionaires, and not just like $1 billion millionaires, people who have like 20 million in the bank.
Yeah, but I don't always look at, but I'm not even just talking to putting them in context with them, because I still think that guys like D-Ray and Sean King, even though people hate Sean King, I think that what they do and the information that they disseminate is valuable. People can feel how they feel about them personally.
They do a lot of things that they do because they have financial backing.
But okay, so what? You think Martin Luther King didn't have no financial backing?
Did.
Okay, then
they all did.
But
again, like everything,
even most great artists throughout time, everybody needs a bank. Everybody needs a bank.
What you need the most and to have an impact in anything is economical backing. You need
that's
money
not
to back
100% true though, because you don't need economical backing to go out and protest, and that is the one American right that actually.
You don't need it, but it helps.
Huh?
You don't need it, but it helps.
It
on a larger scale.
It helps, but if you can disseminate information to people and you can get people to show up to them protests, and be a part of these conferences and things of that sort, and you disseminating more information to other people, regardless of if it's me, Colin Kaepernick, Jay-Z, Sean King, D-Ray, any of these people that have worked within these movements, you can still affect someone else that can affect someone else that can affect someone else. And that's the part of it that, like, I think that we as a black community don't really understand. That's why other races are able to move as one in other ways, because they so readily share information, even if it's coded language information, which we see a lot of it in some of these rallies that we. I also think
they keep their money in their communities, and like they have jobs and just like economical backing, and again they keep their money in their communities. Like you said, you go into Chinatown, is Chinese people with their own shops, Chinese people coming to these shops. Everything it's an economical center. You go in a black community, it's a Middle Eastern man at this shop, it's a Korean man at this shop. So you got money that we put in the community that's leaving back out the community. Like the thing you talk about with like the 60s where we had our own communities. So like, yeah, I can like shut down my store for a second because like this is to go to that rally because everybody is coming in. We all working in the community, so we have an economic base, which is why a city like Atlanta could happen. Like everybody, I forgot if it was Killer Mike on like the Atlanta documentary. It was like Atlanta was an economic center for black people. We had our own communities. We worked in there. Like the money stayed in the community. Even why Black Wall Street was so popular in Tulsa, why they burned it down, because it was an economic center for African Americans. It's like if we all get money in this sector and we put the money back into our community, now we can really move as one. Because again, we have the ideas and we have the economic backing for it. You can have all the ideas in the world, but if you don't have no economic backing for it, it's only so far these ideas can go. And same thing with money. You can have all the money in the world
to a certain point, though.
No, but look, you can also have all the money in the world, but if you don't have no ideas, yes,
but you can't stop information.
You can't, but it's like, what are we gonna do with it if we have no economic backing?
What do you mean? The reason why you get information is so that way you can learn information, analyze it, and make decisions based off of it. That's the whole point of information.
I feel you.
That's literally the whole point of information.
I feel you.
Like you're never gonna get a person that's gonna come along and revolutionize something if you haven't put enough ideas out there that people can expound upon or grow up on or want to revolutionize. Like you don't get a Tupac that affects a guy like a Nipsey without getting a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King first, or getting an Elijah Muhammad or any of those guys that were preaching those messages, regardless of the economics behind whatever it is. A good person with and actually even more to that point, a person with great ideas will always find somebody to eventually pay for it.
Great, but you still need the backing though.
Yeah, but it starts with the idea.
It's
not a chicken or the egg conversation.
I don't disagree with that part.
So that's why it's not a chicken or the egg conversation. You putting the horse before the cart. You still need the idea before you can go and get backing for it. So therefore, if these guys are out there inspiring people to want to get more information and disseminate information and help teach kids their rights, and rather than these kids learning gun drills in school, they get the opportunity to learn about their rights as an American that could potentially, not saying it's going to, but potentially help. I would much rather teach my kids about his rights as an American and how to deal with police based upon his rights than to do what my parents did to me when I was a kid. And the only thing that they ever told me about was when you get pulled over by the police, do your best not to make direct eye contact. Don't do anything aggressive when you're involved with them. And make sure you say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. That's not enough. That's not enough training. I'm sorry, that's not enough training.
I feel you.
That's not enough training. And also what that does for me as a black man, and when I get pulled over by police, it makes me immediately tense up versus if I know what the fuck is actually going on.
You should teach people their rights. Number one, it's your American fucking privilege to know your rights. You should always teach people their rights. Yeah. But the issue is, what happens when you meet that cop that legit does not care?
And that's fine.
That's the issue.
That's fine.
That's not fine though.
No. I'm saying that's fine because it's not going to just stop.
That's the issue.
But if you can minimize the chances of it happening,
I don't think
that's the point of it. The point of it is to minimize the chances of those things happening.
I don't know if knowing your rights minimizes the chance of you meeting a cop that doesn't care. I think that you're not giving credit to how evil people are.
No, I give credit to how evil people are. You know about the Stanford experiment? If you don't, go watch the documentary on YouTube right now. It's called the Stanford experiment. And I learned about it when I took, I think it was psychology class in college. And basically it's about power and how power corrupts people within a certain social thing. So the Stanford experiment, they took an abandoned prison, I think it was, and they took half of the students and they literally took a class of students, took half of the students were prisoners, and the other half were guards. None of them were in actual prison or in trouble, but they had to basically conduct this social experiment where they had to live out life as prisoners and guards. And as they analyzed them over time while they were doing this experiment, the people that were
agreed to this experiment. Who the hell?
That's how these things happen. So in this experiment, all of the people that were prisoners started to actually come together and act like prisoners usually do in a prison, and all of the guys that were guards started to abuse their power and abuse that because of the fact. In the
70s, 6 days and 7
yeah, exactly. But the guards that that had no real power started to abuse that authority because power corrupts. Power is gonna always corrupt. But in those situations, when you're not in an experiment and you're not in some hypothetical situation, you don't know what piece of information you using can save your life. We done been pulled over shooting a music video with liquor in the back of the car, right? Driving. The one thing that we knew was, as long as the person that's driving the car ain't drinking, we might all get tickets, but at least he ain't gonna go to jail, right?
Yeah,
that's a right. We knew. No, they could have been dickheads. They could have been dickheads. They could have been dickheads. We
ran into a very cool cop.
We ran into very good. They could have been dickheads.
Because you're also not supposed to have open liquor in the car.
But we knew that. If you don't know those things and you get pulled over, and rather than knowing those things and being like, oh, like we sorry, like we was just doing this, and you don't know those things, you're like, oh, man, whatever, like fuck them cops. And then you get into a situation, you don't know what can happen off of that. But it still minimizes the information we had. Still minimizes.
In theory, yes,
but not in theory. It did, bro.
In theory, yes, but no, we ran into a very cool cop. If he wanted to, he still could have got on a good bullshit with us. He just didn't. He was a cool cop.
He could have.
He just us knowing that, like, yeah, we could have known that and still been mad as hell dealing with whatever consequences we had to deal with. We just would have known that. Then it would have been some long, drawn out process after that. We just ran into a very cool cop.
But we still would have had that information to make that decision. When you don't have that information to make that decision, you gonna act completely different than if you got the information to make that decision.
I feel you. Like, yeah, you.
So that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's not that I'm saying that it's wrong. It does take money. It takes a lot of money. Like, look, go back and throughout time, all of the greatest artists had somebody to back them. All of the greatest politicians.
If you want to
talk
about
somebody
Jesus,
to back
like
them.
the reason why Christianity is at like the place that it's at, I mean, obviously like God, like
yeah.
But still, like it got money.
Yeah.
Like that was the religion that the Romans held up and said this is right. So you have money backing it. That's why it spread the way it spread. Islam, with you get the Black Panthers, like they had money in the communities. Again, this is why these things could happen in the 60s and 70s, because we were segregated, put in one place. And when you put in one place and you have your own shops in that place, you know what it builds? Economics. It builds money. So again, you take people and move them here, and like you said, you move out to the suburbs because you don't want to deal with these people no more. Now that's money leaving the community, and now the people that's left don't have no money, and now you don't have no real economic structure in the community. That's what the Asians, the Hispanics, the Jews, white people do better than us. We get money and we want to leave. Now I also understand why we get money and we want to leave our communities, because sometimes it's not the best place for you to stay.
I mean, not sometimes. Usually
it's not the best place to stay. But
no, it's not usually. Usually, the people who stay in their hoods get murdered in their hoods.
Yeah, but also that happens because we have no economic structure. So when you see people who have money, you like, I want to get him, because there's just not that many of you, because we have no real economic structure in our communities. Now, granted, again, that's something that has to do with our minds. It would take years and years and years and years and years to rectify that because of how we came to this country.
Yeah.
Again, no race in this country has dealt with more than what we have. Sorry to anybody else. I know everybody else had their struggles. I know everybody else had their struggles, but we literally got
nobody was in chains.
You wasn't in chains.
Nobody great grandmama was a slave.
But also, how did we get in chains? We sold ourselves. So this is just something that has to, I don't know what the hell it is about us from whenever the hell.
It's just human nature, to be quite honest. It's human nature to oppress some group throughout time. There's always been a group that's been oppressed throughout time.
And it just happens to usually be us.
Yeah.
It just happens to usually be us. So you at some point in time, you got to ask yourself, what in the hell is wrong with us? But still, ain't nobody had to deal with as many struggles in America like us. So it takes a little bit longer. Probably, some mental things in our mind has been passed down. But whatever, we can move on from this.
Yep, but yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to move on from that.
Man, I said, before economic stress, we got to worry about picking the right women and raise our kids the right way. Yeah,
thanks, Edward. Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
But the men as well. I mean, we got a lot of single black women out there.
The men as well.
It
ain't about picking the right women. It's about. I mean, I feel them because it's like you can pick the right women in theory. You can raise the right kids, but it's also it's men here that ain't right.
No, I'm not honoring that because if that's the case, then that's basically saying that white women, every other woman that can, as a species, can produce better kids. Fuck out of here. Stop it. Fuck out of here. I said it. Fuck out of here.
You gotta pick the right.
Stop that. But yeah, man. Any final words? Oh, actually, I really want to talk about WNBA. Went to the Sparks game the other day. Cool experience, great game.
How did that Raquana shot look from your angle? The one right before halftime.
It was fire. When she shot, I was like, "That's going in," and it went in.
I knew it was going in too.
Yeah, and then she turned around, and looked at the bench.
She shot it, and like literally, because also one thing look, their basketball. Some of the women's, not all of them. Some of the women's basketball IQs have to improve. If you remember, that shot shouldn't have even happened. They missed 2 free throws. Courtney Williams gets a rebound. It's 14 seconds left on the clock. Take that shit back out. The shot clock is off. I literally was, and I see that so much right before the half. They'll get a rebound and throw it back up. The fuck are you doing?
Because they can't ISO like that.
It doesn't matter. I would rather go into you realize they scored, I think, 6 straight points right before the half end. It was, I might be wrong. I think they scored 6 straight points right before the half end. If that shot doesn't happen, it's a 1-point game. Now you come out, it's a 4-point game. They got the ball. They scored. Now it's 6.
Yeah, but
defense stopped. Now it's 8.
Yeah, but the Sun lost that game in the second half.
They also lost
first 4 minutes.
But look,
when the Sparks missed 7 shots in a row and they just couldn't get ahead.
Listen. You usually lose games in the start of the second half, right before the end of the first half. I promise you, if you look literally, but the way you
the score was, they was within 3 points, and then the Sparks came out, missed 6 shots in a row, and
it was 4. It was a 2-possession game, and so now you already got, so now you got 2 possessions in front of you. If you literally throw the ball back out, hold the ball. I don't even give a damn if you score. Just hold the ball. Make sure they don't get the ball back. No matter what, it's a 1-possession game going into the half. That psychologically looks a lot different from a 2-possession game.
Yeah, but I watched that whole game. I'm not gonna put. I think it was great point. Very great point. Great analysis. Great reporting. But that the Connecticut Sun lost that game 100%. On Sunday in the third quarter, in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, when the Sparks. I think the Sparks had 3 straight turnovers and 4 straight missed shots, and the Sun scored 2 points, and then the Sparks went on a run, where they scored 12 in a row, and went crazy, and then they had all these fouls, and then it was. They also stopped
shooting threes, and I don't know why. It annoys me that they don't shoot that many threes. It's like the WNBA should be predicated off skill. Well, it is predicated off skill because they just physically don't have the women. Just physically aren't engineered the same as men at the same type of level of athleticism. They don't play above the rim. Yeah. It should deal more with skill. Shoot the fucking ball. You realize everybody who comes and plays the Sparks, if they take 33s, they have a much better chance of winning. If you play the Sparks, and I shouldn't even say this because I cover them, but still, it just annoys me with so many teams. I feel like the Mystics do it.
Well, it ain't nothing wrong with you.
The Mystics do it.
I mean, they do this, and the Sparks give up open 3 after
open 3
literally
open 3 after open 3 after open 3.
She's open.
Literally be open 3 after open 3. Shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Shoot. But every team should I think when every team realizes that the post play is not the wave for the WNBA. It should be the guards that dominate. They'll be better. Shoot the ball. It'll even open up things for the post players if you just shoot the ball. They should come in there. Why are you in games if you taking the entire team taking 17 threes? You not going in there doing all this and that. What you doing? Shoot the ball. Shoot. Literally, teams that play the Sparks. The Fever did it, right? Started shooting threes. It was a whole bunch of open opportunities, right? they made the wrong read. I promise you, every time. Like sometimes I'll just like look at the open person on the play, just look at them, not even look at the play, just look at the open person, just because I want to see if they get the ball. I promise you, they got the ball maybe once. The fourth quarter come, they down 30, they start pulling that bitch. What you down 39?
Yeah.
3-point stats misleading. Like, yeah, it said they shot like 50%. I think it was like 40% from three. I'm like, that was when they was up 30 at the stat sheet misleading. Shoot the ball. If you like the opportunity are there, shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Which is still why I feel the Spartans gonna get shot out the gym one day. They're gonna end up playing the Sky, where the Mystics will be in the series. I think the Mystics are the title favorites unless barring injury or something. They just like decide to not play basketball. But the Sky, if it's in game elimination, and the Storm and the Mercury, because Diana coming back. Now I haven't seen Diana play in person, but everything I know about Diana is she will pull that shit.
Yeah, she also old though, so I don't know. We'll see.
She might get hot.
We'll
that
see.
ain't got nothing to do with you getting hot. She
We'll
came
see.
back and first game back took 6 threes. She missed them all, but she shot them.
I mean, yeah. She's the female Kobe. But all right, it's been the morning brew. We appreciate it, everybody. Shout out to the homie I Am Grand Vlogs for donating, bro. Thank you. We appreciate it very, very much. Any final words?
No.
All right, go watch the Hoops and Brews clip with us and Glasses Malone. It is now out on the channel. I'm going to play a little bit of it right now before we get out of here, but we'll get up with y'all later. It's been the morning brew. We'll holler at y'all later, players.
What do you think about the Jay-Z thing? Let's get ready to get out of here. Last 5 minutes. What do you think about the Jay-Z thing? Since you don't like LeVar Ball,
I don't
let's
like
talk
Puffy
about
Night.
I love LeVar Ball.
Puffy Night, what does that mean?
LeVar Ball.
He's
Expound.
all in the videos, all on the
I
interviews.
love LeVar Ball.
talking.
He's the perfect compliment to
His
son.
son would
you
have
know
never
what I'm
got
saying?
drafted second without him.
For damn sure.
Lonzo would have given. Lonzo might have been like 6 in that
Let
draft.
your son,
16.
let your son be your son. Stop trying to harm
No.
the guy.
He
But
let
you
his
know,
son be
you
his
know what
son.
Kobe did.
You don't want your son to get drafted second in the NBA?
No, I'm not. But I'm not gonna take his shine away. I'm not gonna use it as
Shine,
much.
he gave him shine.
No. Stop making it. This is what I get tired of. All y'all,
He wouldn't have
make
shine.
excuses
He has no
for this
personality.
idiot.
He has
Puffy
no
Knight is an
personality.
idiot.
Nick, he has no
No,
personality.
he does. He has the personality of that wall over there. I'm not disagreeing with you on
So
that.
LeVar
But
gave
what
him
I'm saying
nobody.
is
He gave
this. No.
personality.
Puffy
He made a
Knight.
star.
Puffy
Like
Knight
De'Aaron Fox
wanted
went
to
to
Knight and Puffy Knight.
Puffy Knight wanted to make the spotlight because
No, he wanted
failed
to make
as an
his
athlete.
son win.
No, he didn't.
And he did.
No, he didn't.
He made his son
lived
win.
vicariously.
They gave him 1-on-1.
Yeah, well, okay. Exactly.
He
That
made
kind of
his sons
buffoonery.
winners.
Anyway, you were saying about the Jay-Z stuff.
What do you think about Jay-Z deal with the NFL? Do you think
I mean,
that he betrayed Colin
from
Kaepernick? I know you're a Jay-Z acolyte. You hate Dame Dash.
Super.
Go ahead.
No, I'm
He
not.
just called
This
him
man
Lame
been in my
Dad.
dick. This man been in Hoops and Brews. Why you like Dame?
No, you was caping up for lame Dash.
He called that man Dame a chatty patty. He called that man
He is a chatty
lame.
patty. He was a chatty patty. Come on, man. We ain't
He's
gonna
not a
deny
chatty
it.
patty.
How is he not?
If that's
This
the
man-
case, Jay-Z was a chatty patty when he went on Rap Radar.
This man did not go on the Breakfast Club and say, if a man talks about another man, he's a chatty patty,
Well,
right?
no, he said it. But
He
they
said-
asked
he
him
said-
a question.
wait a minute.
Dame, to Dame's credit, have you watched that whole interview?
Yeah, the drama. On the
He
drama.
said, let's move
He
on.
specifically said, let's move on multiple
But he
times. He
kept-
said, if you're asking me about my experience, we know about Jay. We know what Jay
any
do.
other time, what does Dame say? Go ask that man about that. Don't
He
ask
said the
me.
same thing.
Okay, but
he
still
said, "What's the
answered it.
deal?" The
But he
dude
still
couldn't answer. He
answered it.
said, "What is the deal?"
But he
Dude
still
couldn't answer.
answered it, so that makes
You
him
can
a
answer.
chatty
No, I
patty. You can
disagree.
say no
I disagree
comment.
with that. I disagree with
You
that.
can disagree
If
with
you
all I
being
want.
if
Truth
you
is
being
truth.
asked about it numerous times and they
The
like
truth is
you
the
have to
goddamn
you have to
truth.
answer it.
And
That's
then
like
you
if me
gotta
asking
move on.
about
No, you
Tupac.
gotta answer
If
it.
I ask about
If you
Tupac, my
ask
dad
me-
and Glass like, let's just talk
If
about
I- if I
basketball.
ask- if I
If I
was-
ask Glass that 4 times, Glass I'm like, all right, they want to hear about Tupac, must die. Let's talk about something.
No, that's not
Yeah,
entirely
yes,
true.
it is.
Because if I'm on the show with if I'm interviewing Glasses and I ask Glasses the same question 4 times and he tells me the same answer, like I don't want to talk about it, and then either he does one or two things. One, says no comment, it's the last time I'm gonna say that, or he gets up off the set and walks. Guess what? You don't have to answer that question. You choose
Or
to
you
answer that
or you
question.
just be a real nigga and be like, look, man, this what it is.
Exactly.
No.
You begging for it, so here you go.
Exactly.
You have a
Every
choice.
mad time, so
There you
You
go.
have
He
a
was one of the
choice.
realest
You
niggas
have
I
a
ever met
choice
in the
if you
first
want to
6 minutes of
answer.
this. He said, hey, y'all want to come and be a martyr? Come through.
Y'all act like the man was under oath.
Like, hey.
No, we
Y'all
just
act like
said
the man was
we
under
want-
oath.
we
It's
want
not,
people
but I'm
to
asking
answer
you.
questions.
But I'm asking you about the
We want
Jay-Z
people.
partnership. All
I'm
names
saying
inside.
I'm
What do
saying
you feel
this.
about it?
I'm saying this. From the optics, I understand everybody. I understand everybody's understanding of what it looks like. Because what it looks
Oh, it
like
looks
was
like what it is. And I
I don't
love
know
that.
A business deal.
It's a business.
I said that. I said
It's
if you
the
watch,
NFL.
if you watch the video,
So
It's
it's
the
more
NFL.
about the money or the social justice.
we don't.
It's about the money, G. Now some social justice may come in. It's about the money.
No, I'm
G.
saying social
It's about
justice
the-
may come in, but we gonna negate the fact that Colin Kaepernick, who rightfully sued.
No.
Wait, let me finish.
We're not.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
And
We're
it's not a
not.
suit.
He
What is it
right.
called? It's not a lawsuit. What is it called?
It's not a lawsuit.
You call it something else.
You know it was not a lawsuit. It was an
Class
arbitration.
There you go.
It was an arbitration. Arbitration
Okay.
lawsuit, two different
And he
things.
said- and he-
Based upon the NFL's collective bargaining agreement, he
And
cannot
he-
sue them. He can only take them to court for arbitration based
And he
upon
went, and
the fact that
and what did
he
he
said
do? And what did he do?
he took a settlement.
He settled.
It was all or
Okay.
nothing. It was all or
Okay.
nothing.
With the
Okay.
NBA.
And so here's the thing. So if y'all work for a particular company and they
Yeah.
collude against you, they do
Yeah.
whatever.
No, you
Y'all-
cause you cause trouble. You
No,
cause some
no,
dollars.
no. Let's say you
Let's say
did
you
what
cause some
did.
trouble. You cause some dollars. Some dollars.
Let's
left out
say
the
that.
Because let's be honest.
But
Let's talk
y'all
about
like
the
y'all are
dollars.
talking
We talking about
y'all
hoes,
talking
we talking
about
about
mad
dollars.
crap. Y'all talking mad crap about the company, right? Like I ain't man, they did this to me. They
It's
did
not
this to
that
me. They
because
did this
let's
to me.
be honest. Like let's not